Welcome to the west side of the city of Chicago, everyone. I'm retired State Senator Ricky Hendon, and welcome to MacArthur's Restaurant, one of the premier black businesses on the west side. We had our press conference here because the cannabis bill is about building up businesses, and we want to support black businesses.
I want to pass the mic to Lashawn for Senate Rep for our sponsor. We made this happen.
We made it happen.
Well, I would tell you that as long as I've been in Springfield, there's never been an issue that brought people together, black people together, to demand better for black people. This is the issue, and it's a model for what we could do as a people to change the lives of black people and to change the trajectory of black lives. It's unbelievable. We have MacArthur here. He's a perfect example why we got to have black businesses, because not only is MacArthur a black businessman, but he's a philanthropist. He writes checks. And these people here, they want to open up businesses, not just so that they could have a dispensary to sell marijuana, but they want to grow their communities. They want to help their communities grow. They want to make sure that they're able to write checks in order to make the communities better. They want to hire people. They want to hire people from the Austin community, from Inglewood, from Peoria, from all over the state, so that people could improve the quality of lives. So they have set an example of how to make law in Illinois that is beneficial to black people, white people, Hispanics, you name it. We have passed a bill that's sitting on Governor J.B. Pritzker's desk, or soon will be on his desk, that we are encouraging him to sign, and once he signs this bill, to be diligent in making sure that these people here have the scores that they earn.
That's right.
They're still waiting on their perfect scores or their almost perfect scores. They're still waiting on KPMG to do the right thing and get them the scores that they earn, so that they could be in the lottery to have a chance to be in this emerging market.
That's right.
After KPMG sends their scores back and they find out that they're qualified, Governor J.B. Pritzker has a responsibility to have a lottery that is fair.
Yes, fair
that
lottery.
Is fair
and open.
And open, so that the people here, these business people, realize that they're not guaranteed to be a dispensary owner. But what they want is a guarantee to be treated fairly and an opportunity to have a fair shot at this industry. And that's what they are asking for. That's what they paid for. So often you hear about, if you do right and play by the rules, you'll be okay. They did right, they played by the rules, and they paid to play by the rules, and they got shut out. That ain't right.
That ain't right.
And so what did they do? They stopped the process in its tracks. And believe it or not, they made it a better process for everyone. For everyone. They made the process what it should have been in the first place. They are making this process fulfill the intent of the initial law, to make sure black people and brown people have a right and a place in this emerging economy. How is that going to happen? So the 75 licenses that were supposed to go out was stopped because there was this thing called the perfect score. And it was a trick in the process that even the governor and everybody, and even the court, said that's not what the intent of the lottery was for. The intent of the lottery was for black people. Believe it or not, I could tell you, it was for black people to have an opportunity to be in this emerging economy.
We went to jail the most.
And so the court said, we got to stop it. There was an injunction, and the governor said, we're not going to have the lottery because many people here did not get their scores back the way they earned it.
That's right.
And so the process stopped. And KPMG got called to the carpet by Ricky Henry and all these people. I know you call them KPMG. So, you know, that's what Ricky called them. And so now they're responsible for rescoring the applications to make sure that people that play by the rules and did what they're supposed to do get what they earn. And so there will be more people than the 21 that had an opportunity to get in that first lottery, probably in that first lottery, because the governor is making sure, that they get their accurate score so that they have an opportunity to move into that lottery. Now, that was the veterans' preference that gave them an opportunity to shut out some other people. Now, this group here said that's not enough because you tricked us with that veterans' preference. We want more licenses. They demanded probably 200 more. The governor released 110. Which means he released 110, and he said that we're going to split this up. Some people wanted 35 and 75, but this group said no, let's make it fair, 55-55, and now people will have an opportunity to move to that second round without a perfect score scenario, with a cut score that this group said we need to make sure that we have at least 85%. Believe it or not, this was a long process. People wanted 90, people wanted this, but this group compromised. And this group realizes that we still don't have the perfect thing. But what we do have is an opportunity to get in this industry. So now the second round would be 85% cut score. People that don't make it in the first round, they will have a chance to move into the second round. And then there's the third round, which is called Ricky Henry. I think he branded this. I don't like to say it, but he said, let's get rid of the slave master clause, which is the promise to hire. Yes. So Ricky will call it the slave master clause. And so that third round is really laser focused on what you call the intent of the law, to make sure that black people and brown people have an opportunity to really have a chance to get in it. That third round says that we're going to get rid of the promise to hire, where a person that could live in Winnetka say that I'll hire somebody like Tyrone Muhammad that went to jail for cannabis, and his friends, all of his buddies, because he hang out with ex-cons all the time, and he wants to make sure that they have a chance. And so they would go to Tyrone Muhammad, but he wouldn't sell out and say, give me some ex-cons so that I could say that I will hire them. And guess what? Now I'm a social equity candidate. And that's not right. And so this group said, cut out that promise to hire, and don't let them say that I could hire somebody from Austin, where Lashawn lived, in a community that's disadvantaged. Let's just say we'll hire Lashawn's cousin because he's from Austin and it's one of those areas, and I'll qualify as a social equity applicant. That ain't happening no more under Lottery 3. So we're being more laser focused. You got to live in that area for the last 5 years of the last 10. So for the last 5 years of 10, however you say it, you have to have lived in that area. And so that's laser focus on making sure that you have an opportunity to get somebody from the impacted areas. And of course, you should have a criminal record of your own from the from cannabis. Then this group said, enough is enough. You guys really screwed up, Lashawn. You allowed for the medical cannabis to get out ahead of us, and they got started. You voted for that, Lashawn. You got the medical cannabis. You got to help us fix it. And I said, you're right. And so I owned up that we passed the bill in Springfield, and we allowed those people to go out and take up all the good locations across the city of Chicago, the state of Illinois, like Wrigleyville. And what did they say? They said, no, we want to relocate or locate right next to them, so that we have an opportunity at the prime location so that we can make money.
Yeah.
And so when the governor signs this bill, no matter where you are, you're able to open up next to Cresco or any of those big groups that might have long lines that when you open, they're going to come and do business with you because you're going to have the best product. You're going to have the industry lead. And so now social equity applicants could go and move wherever they want. There's no restrictions. They just can't move next to each other. And here is the other part that we should say that's important. There's 5 licenses that's been due to this industry. And today I want to call on Governor Pritzker to release those first, immediately, because it's going to be laser focused on social equity applicants. There's no reason to hold those licenses. The governor should release those as soon as individuals have their perfect scores or their scores for their social equity process. He can release them today because once that happens, the people here could qualify for those. Why is that important? That's important because not only can they sell medical, they could sell recreational in there. Now that's a good thing, and the plus one, and the plus one. So that's a big deal. So while we're waiting for the 75, the 55, and the 55, the governor should release those 5 immediately. There could be no lawsuit for those. And this group probably will qualify for those. And so there's so much to be excited about, but we can't be satisfied. We can't be satisfied because none of these people have keys to a dispensary yet. And so we're not satisfied. This group, they set themselves out from their business mindsets to a certain degree to advocate, and that's not right. So now they got to turn the tables now and depend on the governor to do what's right so that they can start focusing on business. Start focusing on business and raising their money so that they're ready to open up. And so today I want to thank the press for following this. I know that the Sun Times and Drawn In, Rock Club, you all have done a great job at holding the trip, at holding the cranes, at holding the governor accountable, and supporting supporting equity and inclusion, because there will never be true social equity in this industry because it just can't happen. Because the state and this country has allowed the horses to get out the gate, and it's too late. But what it's not too late for is for groups like this to have inclusion and to make money and to have competition, because I do believe that they will be the best owners in the industry out. So thank you all, and I want everybody to know that this is a model for not just cannabis legislation, but this is a model for black people to get together and march for transportation, against IDOT, against the unions, you name it. Let's do it. So thank you all for being good citizens. All right.